Welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And sponsored by Delisa Lapinsky Realty Group. B1 Bank. Compass Facilities Consulting. The One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Barnaby Heating and Air. Minuteman Press of Rockwall. And by WeatherTech General Contracting.
The Community Difference-Rockwall was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Rockwall starts now.
Hey, welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. I'm Delisa Lapinsky, your local real estate agent here with EXP. So what is the Community Difference-Rockwall? We are all about Rockwall. We're going to be talking with a couple of business leaders today, where we will talk about our business topic of the month. But, you know, we want to talk about our community. We talk with different entrepreneurs, business leaders, political leaders, school district leaders, because we want to make sure that we're making a difference here in the Rockwall area. And I know that this has just been the most amazing opportunity to get to know so many of the people that are making a huge difference in our community. So I'm very excited about our show. Lyndon, can we go ahead and bring in our two co-hosts? We've got Alan Lester and we've got Charles Barnaby. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing fancy. I'm staying dry, at least for right now. Jeez. Okay, we had a huge milestone happen this week. We hit 500 members in our Facebook group. Okay, so first of all, I just want to extend a huge thank you to all the co-hosts, because I know you guys have really been talking to your friends, family, other businesses about the community difference. But more importantly, I want to thank the community of Rockwall for all of their fabulous support that they have provided us here at the show. This has been amazing.
Yeah, and we're actually starting to get some important people that are. I mean, not that everybody's not important, but I mean some big names on there. So some pretty
I know.
impressive.
Well, and we've got a couple of big surprises coming up here in the next few weeks. I think it'll be a fun show. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the next time that you and Charlie are on, right?
Yes,
yep,
ma'am.
the mayors.
That's right. We're going to have some mayors on. So, yeah, guys, first of all, I just want to extend a huge thank you out to our audience for really promoting and being a part of the Community Difference. It just really, I don't know about you guys, but I just think that this is such an unusual format. I'm not seeing it anywhere else, where we are all about what's happening here in the Rockwall County area and supporting other businesses.
Totally agree.
Delisa, I want to jump in on that real quick too, because something that that made me feel really proud of everybody that's a part of this and part of making it work. Most people know the Difference had their ribbon cutting in Wiley last week, and there were Rockwall Community Difference people showed up, there were Plano Community Difference people show up, and there were people from Frisco, part of the Community Difference that showed up. And when it was over, the Wiley chamber came to me, I mean, in numbers, and said, "I've never seen anything like that. The type of support that was given to the Community Difference show." And what made me feel so good is that's what we're trying to create in our communities, but we're also partnering with our other communities to stand stronger as small business owners and get the word out within those communities as well. So I just want to tell everybody, give yourself a pat on the back, a big round of applause, because the community difference is what it says. It's a community. We're uniting, and we're bringing attention to the people, places, and events in our communities that matter.
Well, and you're absolutely right. I've never been a part of something that, in my opinion, just been so special. But we talk about, we're doing the podcast, and yes, I mean, obviously this is our format that we're on, but we really are all about the business development and connecting businesses to other businesses, connecting the community together. I had someone say to me one time, it's like, finally somebody is talking about what's going on around here in our community. And that to me was just a huge shout out, saying this was something that was really needed and we are filling a need. So I'm very excited to be a part of this
Well, and that's what's makes it very appealing to me, is we're not all sitting here trying to sell our wares on the podcast. It's talking about what's going on, get to know people, and let people call you because they know you, not because you're trying to sell them a gimmick or something.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Well, I tell you what, I want to get to know our guests, because I'm very excited. So I want to go ahead and bring out our first guest. Let's go ahead and bring out Jeff Skinner. Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
I'm muted.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry, dog, kids, house, structure, chaos, and life going on back there. So I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me.
I'm like, but wait a minute, you're the technical guy.
I
am. So Jeff, you own Black Level AV. Tell us a little bit, just a 30-second elevator speech about you and your company, because we're going to get into it much deeper in another segment.
Well, long story short is I've been in the AV industry for 20 years, since I exited the Marine Corps in 2003. And our primary goal is to take complex solutions and simplify those for our homeowners. At the end of the day, people really don't care too much about the boxes or the tangible items that we put in. They just want to know that they can trust you. You pick up the phone when they call you, and you can fix the problems when they have them. So at the end of the day, we're 7 years into it. We have over 400 clients in the Rockwall County area and surrounding areas. And I built my business on relationships and trust.
That's how it's built, right there.
I'd like to add to that. I mean, I've known Jeff a few years. I mean, we first met just through playing fantasy football together. But when we were talking, he's like, "Hey, why do you want me on here?" And to me, it's more about his community involvement, and not. It wasn't so much about Black Level, which obviously is great, but it's just about who he is in the community and how he connects. So I wanted to make sure that he was part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeff and I've been in RVBA together before. We need to get you down to Patriots Pour, by the way. But one of the things that I always liked about Jeff is it's just kind of what you see is what you get. I mean, just very truthful, very matter of fact, and I appreciate that in a person, because I don't want someone blowing smoke up my skirt, if you will.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a very candid person by nature. It's just kind of in my DNA, but sometimes I come across as the jerk or the a-hole or what have you. But it really comes down to, I'm just extremely intentional with my time. And if you're wasting it, I have no time for you. A couple of years ago, I got really involved with self-reflection, and my business was growing, but it kind of was at a point where it's like, this is all great, but I'm not growing. So I took it upon myself a couple of years ago to get real intentional with my time, and documented my whole life for about 8 weeks in 30-minute increments, and just saw the pendulum swing from one way to the other when it came to playing a lot of video games and doing a lot of BS, to kind of seeing it flip to say, okay, now I'm really taking advantage of the hours. We all have 24, and if you're not using them, that's your fault, not anybody else's.
And I actually want us to dive in a little bit deeper into that when we come back and talk with you more in depth about you and your business, because I know about this and I thought this was very fascinating. But I want to go ahead and bring in our other guest, Mike Rapier. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Hey, gang. Good. How are y'all?
Doing good. Okay, so now tell us just real quick your elevator speech about you and your business here in the Rockwall area.
Yeah, so I like to tell people that for those that are older that can remember the show, how it's made on the Discovery Channel, our company, we work in those places. And so we started out as an industrial electrical contractor, added engineering to the fold, and low voltage services and maintenance support and consulting. So we support American industry. We focus on manufacturing, food and beverage, petrochemical, oil and gas, water, wastewater, and defense. And that's our bubble. We've expanded out of that through the years. We're about a 9-year-old company. I've helped start three other companies prior to starting RAPIER, and learned a lot through the years of what it takes to win. And it definitely takes a team. That's number one. Number one would be culture. The next is team, but also it's being comfortable with knowing what your wheelhouse is. We've gotten outside of what I just described that we all do. And it didn't fit. It didn't fit our customer base, our skill set, our desires. And so there's been a lot to learn in business. And as far as the communal support, you run into people like Barnaby, that has, believe it or not, an element of mentorship to them. We talk shop. I love talking shop with Barnaby on stuff. And, there's just a lot of different people that work in different facets of the industry that we can always bounce ideas off of and learn from each other.
Well, good, because we're going to get into that a little more in depth too when we get into our third segment. But so hold those thoughts, both Jeff and Mike. But we're going to take a real quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about what in the heck is going on here in the Rockwall area. There are some fun events coming up, and want to make sure that everybody is aware of some of the things that are happening here in our community. So stick around. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Brian Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show. What's up, Rockwall?
All right, so what the heck is going on in Rockwall here? Who's got something fun?
I got a few things.
All right, let's go, Charlie.
Okay, every Thursday through the month of April from 5:30 to 8:30, there's a farmers and crafts market in downtown Rowlett. They hit food trucks and all that good stuff. And then this coming up weekend, the 13th and 14th, is a Rowlett family camp out at Pecan Grove Park. And then if all the talk about bond elections coming up, they are having two meetings about the bond elections. The first one is April 11th. Second one's at April the 23rd at 6 o'clock at Rowlett City Hall. And then, of course, now over in your part of the woods is coming up this weekend is the Rockwall Pie Festival, which my daughter loves. It's at Tate Farms Saturday from 10 to 4, and it costs $10 to get in if you're over 10 years old.
All right, that'll be fun.
Caitlin loved it.
Huh?
They have a dog pie eating contest there too, which is hilarious.
Okay,
wait a minute. Is it dogs eating pies or the pies made out of dogs?
No, it's dogs eating pie. Whoever eats it the fastest wins.
All right, I feel better about that now.
Do we have a
you should probably go in there.
Base on here? Is
I
somebody
put my Labrador against that any day.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jeff?
I just keep hearing the voice, but I'm not seeing a face. Is there somebody?
Oh yeah, Lyndon is in the production studio.
Our local
yeah,
goat.
he's the creator of the difference. I've got a few things, and I appreciate our listeners and the people in the Facebook group also letting us know the things that are happening in the community. The Young Chef Academy, if you guys haven't been over there for the kids, it's a cool little place. They're going to be doing a bake sale this Saturday, and then on the 20th they're going to have cookie decorating. Seroptimus has got their bunko and brunch on May 4th. The Trident Elite Healthcare, so Dr. Chris and his crew, they're doing a Heroes Fair. It's going to be over at Legends Fit on May 5th. Now, that's my birthday, so you guys know ahead of time, just, that way you can prepare. It's going to be another big one. So, Green Clean DFW, this was kind of cool. So if you sign up for their recurring cleaning service, they'll do the deep clean, which is that first really yucky clean. They'll do that for the price of what it would be on a recurring clean. And those deep cleans, I mean, they can run $300, $400, $500 depending on how your house is. And then, of course, one of my favorite companies, Toro Steam Cleaning, they do all of the carpets for all of my clients. They are absolutely amazing. Victor Cantu and Robert Osborne do amazing work. Anytime you get your all synthetic rugs cleaned, they take those proceeds and it goes directly to CAC, so the Children's Advocacy Center. And that will run through the end of the month. Isn't that cool that they're giving back to the community through their business?
Did Victor pay you to give him that little pitch?
No, he didn't. But I tell you what, he got my butt out of a crack here not too long ago when we had a little oops. So
Get your
yeah, they're good dudes. Definitely good. Hey, what do you got, Alan? You got anything happening up?
Well, I do have one. I mean, obviously it's not my thing, but I'm a blue tie guy here in Rockwall, which is for the Children's Advocacy Center, the CAC. And the big gala is the 27th. I believe it's going to be at the Hilton this year. But went last year, we go up on stage and kind of do our thing, whatever. But I mean, it's just a great time and I believe it's been sold out for some time, but great time just for everybody to hear about what's happening in the community and how we as the community can team up and try to put an end to some of the abuse with some of the kids here in Rockwall. Because believe it or not, knowing how small our county is, you wouldn't think that happens, but I think the statistic was 985 new cases last year. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing at how small we are, but how prevalent that is.
An interesting fact on that too is only 1 out of 10 kids actually get the help they need. So do the math on that. After 3,500 cases that the CAC has done, just do the math on that. Rockwall is a very affluent neighborhood and community, but I think a lot of people forget that stuff still happens in rich neighborhoods.
Oh yeah. Well, and the bad part about it is a lot of them, it happens to be a family member, and they don't want to talk about a family member, so that's why it goes untalked about. So absolutely, it's sad but true. But and then there's another one. I guess the Chamber's got. I guess tonight they've got off the clock networking at the Hilton, so at 5 p.m. So
well, yeah, and we've got Patriots Pour down at Sideways. This month we're supporting Aisling. And so that kind of leads into, they are going to have a ranch rodeo. So it's not a regular rodeo. Don't ask me how it's different, but it's like what they would do on a ranch. They're going to have that coming up in May, and that's out at the Mesquite Rodeo, which I am proud to say is now one of our new sponsors. We're very excited to bring the Mesquite Rodeo on. And then I almost forgot the Frisco Fighters, who is another one of our huge sponsors. They've got a game at home, and it's going to be against the Quad City Steam Wheelers. Y'all, I don't know much about football. I am not a sports person, especially arena football, but Quad City Steam Wheelers from anyway, so that's going to be out at Frisco. And here's the thing: is this is special to my heart? It's military and first responder night.
Nice.
Okay, so I love that they are doing that. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening around Rockwall, and then of course it's
I've got one more. I've got one more. So tomorrow night at El Dorado Fine Cigar, me and a local financial planner and a real estate agent, unnamed, the one that owns the cigar shop. We're going to actually get in and do a state of the market, the real estate market, investing market, and from 5 to 6. And obviously we're going to have Barnaby's awesome son there, Cigars of Valor. They're going to be there, and we're going to provide a cigar to everybody that comes and listens and joins in on the conversation.
Well, at least you're using a good cigar.
Heck yeah. I hope he has some frogs.
Man, they've been hard to get. I don't know if he has them or not.
But they are good. All right.
Y'all are cracking me up.
That's
all right.
I got one that's coming up in April that a lot of people may not know about. The Youth Leadership Symposium is something that our American Legion and our Marine Corps League Detachment puts on every year at Harry Myers. And it goes from about 07 till about 7 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon. And what it's gauged towards middle school age kids. And we put them through a day's worth of training and leadership challenges, anything from, teaching them how to walk together and march together and do different challenges or whatever. But it's something that gets thrown out in the school districts, and there's still some signups for it. So if anybody's interested in knowing more about that, let me know. But I put my son in it when he was little. He's as big as me now and has a beard like me, so he's about to graduate high school. But just to give you an idea, he was a very quiet kid, reserved, and was a participant. And by the time he finished up last year at the Youth Leadership Symposium, he was running the stations himself. So it's an amazing program for the youth. If you're even if you want to get involved in it, you don't have kids, we're always looking for people to come out and help.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that. Number one, because I know the teacher over at Rowlett High School that runs the junior ROTC program, and I know they really started working with the middle school kids. So I want to get them that information. And then also talk to you about, as far as volunteers, what do you guys need? I've heard it's a phenomenal program. I've heard nothing but just.
It's my most favorite thing ever is youth mentorship. And I tell you that to give, you have to get, right? Or to get, you have to give, right? So I tell you what, man, it's been amazing. You watch an 8-year-old stay in the program for 5 years. He turns 13, 14 years old and turns into a smart, outstanding young man with some leadership qualities that we get our country back by helping the youth take over.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for bringing that up, Jeff, because that's a big one in my opinion. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and go to our next commercial break. But when we get back, really want to talk to both Jeff and Mike and learn a little bit more about you, your business, what brought you guys here to Rockwall, what you like about Rockwall, what you would like to change about Rockwall, what you don't like. Don't say traffic, because we all hate the traffic around here. But yeah, so when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about that and get to know you guys a lot better before we dive into our business topic of the month. So we'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
Are you looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111. Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back, guys. So I'm going to start out. You guys are local business owners. There's certainly positives. There's negatives for running your own business. So what have been some of your biggest challenges, and then also some of your biggest rewards that you've encountered as a local business owner?
I'll let Mike go first. I'm really interested in hearing what he has to say. He's a pretty successful guy, so I'm always willing to learn. So you're up, Mike.
Appreciate that. Boy, there's a list. I think it depends on what phase one is in their business. You've got the startup phase. You're wearing all of the hats. Your operations, your HR, you're the technician. I mean, you're doing it all. It goes back to my previous statement of it takes a team. So, there's a lot of challenges in the startup phase, and then you kind of get settled in, kind of have some good teammates. Then I think the challenge is the seats, the roles and responsibilities of everybody coming together. I use a lot of baseball team analogies. I mean, some people are best suited to be a shortstop, and odds are you're not going to put right field in as a shortstop and expect them to, be successful, or any other, position, so it's identifying the strengths of the players, and what they want to do, God-given talents, there's a lot of that. Plus, whatever the tasks are and whatnot. So, as we've grown the company from starting out doing industrial electrical, adding engineering to the fold, and then the other parts and pieces of what we offer industry, it's just been navigating all of that along the way. So in the business now, I sit in the sales and marketing and owner's box, which is still a lot, but it's not like it was, wearing the HR hat, the finance administration, the technician, the sales guy, just doing all the stuff. So, it definitely takes a team. But we're only 9 years old, and I think probably a good 3 years ago, we identified culture is the foremost important thing. So I think if a company can discover what their culture is, their core values, their mission, then everything else will fall in place with knowing who to bring to the team. That's probably the number one, I guess, challenge that we identified and have overcome. Actually, since then, people have gotten off the bus and or were asked to leave the bus, and so that's just part of the journey. And we really want to scale. We want to get into different markets. Houston is inevitable for us and what we offer American industry. So, we're trying to gear up for expansion. And in order to do that, we're at our next phase of challenges, which is SOPs, our guidelines, our company playbook. I think we've all may have been hired on at a company at some point where here's your laptop. All right, good luck. I mean, that's not an ideal experience, so I call it the wow factor, and it's kind of like the yin and the yang of high customer satisfaction, high teammate satisfaction. You're not going to be able to have high customer satisfaction if you don't have teammates, right? I mean, it takes a team, right? So it's this just. I call it the wow factor. Wow. The wowing starts at the time of onboarding and continuous training and investment in your teammates. And then what is that value add with your customers? How are you wowing them with the experience? And one thing I like to bring up to my team is think about a wow experience that you've had. I don't know about you. I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A. Right. I personally haven't. And if it has been for probably a lot of us, it's been few and far between if you like Chick-fil-A. Well, they have a business model down, and it's the systems, it's the playbook, it's the checking of the boxes. So they can franchise this in any market, anywhere, and have success more than likely. I don't think any business is any different than that. You've got to find the playbook, the SOPs, check the boxes, find that franchise formula for your business, and then you can scale and replicate that. So that's the phase where we're at right now in business is that next challenge in business is us developing our playbook and those check boxes.
And it was interesting because one of the things that you talked about, which I think so many companies don't realize the importance of, and that is the culture and your core value. And they don't make that a priority. And we've had this conversation actually on a couple of different shows, but where you really have got to define what is your culture, what are your core values in who you are and where you want your company to be, and then stick with that. Because that can really define your company, the success that you have, the growth that you have. And sometimes it's hard to stick with that when you grow real quick and grow quick and fast, because you want to grow, but you've got to make sure to maintain that culture and those core values. So Jeff, I mean, what about you? Because I know you've had some trials and tribulations, but also a lot of rewards.
Trials and tribulations in my personal life, absolutely. In my business, I honestly, Mike, I appreciate you sharing that, brother, because I fall right in line with a lot of those things that you were saying. I'm year 7 into this, and I honestly think people overcomplicate the business, running a business. You know what I mean? I think there's core values are important. I think here's the bottom line. You hear all these people always talk about core values and culture and all this stuff, and yet you still have small business owners that still have not identified them. It's like blows my mind, but I identified our core values many years ago, and we hire and fire off of them. We pick up product lines off them. I think our core values even extend to our clients. Like, not every client's my client. And when I walk into an opportunity to see what a client needs. It's an interview on both sides of the table, if you ask me. I've turned away jobs because I just didn't have a synergy with that client. And I feel that if a client's going to be disrespectful to the business owner or someone in a position of authority, what are they going to do when the technicians show up? How are they going to treat those people? So I always think it's a two-sided story. As far as SOPs and guidelines, I think, like I said, I'm in year 7, and about a year and a half ago, I'm glad Mike brought this up, because I started really identifying the standard operating procedures and the guidelines and how we do things. And I started pulling my face away from my brand. I feel like I have a pretty good brand reputation in the Rockwall County area. Even if people don't use our company, they still at least know about it. But I'm in the phase now where I'm finally reaping the benefits of 20 plus years of being in this industry, to where I have solid employees. I can trust them. I let go and let them learn, and not every day is a great day for them, but it's always a great day for me, because we get the opportunity to sit back at the end of every day and say, okay, what went well? Did I give you everything you needed to be successful? Did I help you be successful? Did I make your day worse? Not every day is a good day when it comes down to, technology and in general is ever changing. Like, you have to stay on top of it, and imagine being an AV company that purchases a showroom and you put $1 million a year into a showroom just to have to redo it again next year because all the technology's changed, right? So we're advocates of change. We're advocates of learning and training. I'm a huge believer with my team that there's life beyond Black Level AV. So Monday through Friday, I'm expecting 110%. I'm giving 150. I'm expecting 110, but I don't mess with them on the weekends or the evenings. It's just, if I want 110% from them Monday through Friday, I gotta let them. I have to understand that they have a life outside of my company. So as far as challenges that I've come across in my business is coming into this business with, 15 years of experience from project management or operations management with AV systems from New York to Key West and all the way to Hawaii. I knew I wanted slow organic growth. Like Delisa said, I kind of live by this saying that there's a difference in growth and painful growth. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people that have skyrocketed businesses real quick and now are bankrupt. I know businesses that have started from ground up, like myself, that do slow and steady and work out the kinks as we go. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking to skyrocket into be a green or an Omni. My competition is me. They're not really my competition. I wish them all the best of luck. What I really wish for them is that they're advocates of our industry, no matter what AV company it is. So that way the industry itself looks good. When builders, interior designers, homeowners start thinking about AV in their projects, I want the industry to look good. And I'm sure the other guys on here can say probably something similar in each of their fields. You have some people out there that what we call chucking a truck. They're just trying to bang out the most work for the cheapest amount of money. And that's not my target market. So challenges I would say right now are kind of in the same boat Mike is, at a point where it's time to scale a little bit, where we're starting to expand our horizons with where we're taking our business and what opportunities are presenting themselves. And for years, we were only in Rockwall, and now we do work in Rockwall and East Texas and Highland Parks, Preston Hollows, Allen, Parker. Nice. But it has to make sense from a business standpoint for me to take on a project. I don't chase money. I chase relationships and trust, and that's what's helped me grow so far.
Yeah, I wanted to point out one of the things that I did hear Rapier say, which I think it's totally true with our team as well. But making sure that you just stay in your lane. I know there are certain things that I'm good at, but there are things that I suck at. But luckily, I have a great team behind me that is willing to pick up the slack where I'm not good at. And that's what, us, like you, Jeff Rapier, all of us, we're the face of our business. So they're the ones that keep us looking good. We just make sure that we're doing it behind the thing and behind the scenes and supporting them to where it all flows.
I think now that Alan mentions that, I think if I had to pick a challenge, my challenge was about 2 years ago, where I've always been a get out of the way, I'll do it kind of guy. It's kind of built into me. But I was real intentional with letting my guys do their thing and learning the hard way. That's how I learned this industry, was the hard way. And that's the way that things stick, unfortunately. And I think a lot of business owners that are in a position where they have a team, but they're yet still so involved that it makes the team just feel like, why am I even here? I would say you are the red flag. And if that doesn't change, you will not retain good people. I'm sure Mike can attest to that.
Yeah, Jeff, that's a great point. We look back on stuff now, the way things were at our company and like my leadership team. I mean, we can joke about it now, but you know, I used to be the one, I'd walk into the room and toss the grenade and then run out. I mean, it was like, that's what we called it, like tossing the grenade, because I'd come in and, you know, all right, hey, we're going to do this and da, 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 and like just so energetic and pumped and, you know, just, yeah, I'm going to get my hands on it. We're going to get it done. But that's not scalable. And, you know, since then, learning the lanes and all that, another part of that, though, is once you establish those lanes, roles, and responsibilities within the team, I've had to be very careful of what I say to people, because I'll come in just, you know, I'm a very inclusive kind of person. I you know, Charlie, you and I talk shop all the time. I bounce ideas off you, you know, and, you know, I mean, we have that shop talk, so to speak. I mean, I'm always doing that with people, and even people within our team, you know, not even just our leadership team, just anybody. But then I find out that somebody, you know, through the grapevine or the next day, whatever, and somebody comes in and says, okay, Richard says we're doing this. Whoa, time out, man. No, I didn't say that. No, we're just having a conversation. So, you know, people take it as gospel or something. And so I, you know, I just articulate myself in a way where it's, hey, we're just having an exchange of ideas. You know, we're just, you know, best idea wins. And that's one of our core values. You know, it's like best idea wins. I don't care who you are on the team. The best idea wins. And so, but yeah, I've got to be very careful with that now, because yeah, people will take it and run with it. Like, great point, Jeff.
I'll tell you what, man, you know, that old cliche, people don't leave jobs, they leave people, is so true. Mm-hmm. And the way that you have to do your tact, your delivery, leaders create new leaders, right? So you have to deal with everybody individually differently, but also uphold the same standards across the board with your business. I mean, it's a different landscape now than when I was a 23-year-old in my industry, where there was 4-letter words and there was cutting up and joking, and like you work 12-hour days, it was no big deal. Like these young guys and gals that are coming out, bro, you're lucky to get 4 solid hours out of these people. And if you do the average on it, that's about the average you get from productivity every day. So from a business owner standpoint, you must wrap your head around what it costs you to run a business. Not in an 8-hour day, but a 4-hour day. That's how I kind of break it down.
Well, in Jeff, it's interesting that you said that, because you're absolutely right. But then also as a business owner, when you bring in some of these people, and I'm going to kind of come back to what you're saying, it is hard when you see someone that is putting in 4 hours or doing an 8-hour day. They really worked only 4 hours, but they spread it out to an 8-hour day. So it's really hard for you not to jump in and say, I'll just do it myself because I can get it done. And that's a balance that is really hard sometimes to let them grow.
Well, go ahead, Mike.
So that right there, agreed. But that goes back to culture. Absolutely. The people in the field self-police. I've had guys run other guys off. Like they're not pulling their weight. We're here to win, man. You know, and if you're not here to win, get off my job.
Yeah.
And that goes back to that culture, you know. Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, we're gonna dive more into this here, because I want to actually come back and we're going to talk about the role of innovation and creativity in driving growth and success in a business and in a local business. And I think all of this really does tie into that. So everybody hang tight, because we're going to get into this a little bit further after we get back from our commercial break.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, Our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Okay, so I'm just this is what this show is about, and it's connecting businesses with other businesses. It's about everybody coming together in the community. And I love the fact that Mike and Jeff, you guys are connecting. It sounds like you guys have a lot that you really can just hash out. And so I love this conversation that we've been having. So let's talk a little bit more about, we talk about culture, we talk about our SOPs, we talk about our core values, but we also are in an age and time where, we've got innovation and looking at creativity and driving our growth, or do we really need it? I mean, do we want to be the most innovative person out there, the most creative? Or is there something else that is going to drive our growth and our success in our businesses?
And that's such a you're like ringing chords in my heart right now, because that's the phase I'm in right now, is like, what's next, man? Like where do we do next, and how do we get to the next level? And I'm not talking about becoming a bazillionaire, but like, how do we gain new and different clients? I was involved with the chamber, as you know, I'm sure you guys know as well, for many, many years. And not taking anything away from the value of the chamber, but I was feeling like it was almost falling on deaf ears, the things I was doing in the chamber. The moment I stepped out into new areas, like I just became a member of the Dallas Builders Association. Well, the business did a few months ago. And right off the bat, new builder, new relationship, right? And you do a couple, you put a little money into some sponsorships in some certain areas, and you get their name out there. But that's I'm up for it. I'm all ears. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Like, what's the next step? Because you send out postcard flyers, you do some Facebook messages, and you do some, like, you can just check your checkbook and just do like this all day with this crap out there, right? But what sticks? I don't know yet.
No. And Jeff, you're absolutely, because I'm kind of, in real estate, what am I going to do? Send out postcards where 18 other realtors have sent out the exact same postcards? I mean, you want to stand out, you want to be different, you want to be innovative, but then again, you also want to be true to who you are and what your company is about. But What does that mean?
Business too. I think it's different for the size of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were to compare all of our businesses together, we're in different chapters. You know, every season is, you know, we're in different seasons in all of our businesses or whatever. But I just be honest. I want to ask you guys, when you get the mail, do you read that stuff that comes in there? Do the postcards make any impact with you?
The only ones I'll look at are the real estate just to see new agents. But other than that, no, not really.
Because that's going to be the people you're targeting for clients. I mean,
Exactly.
let's face it.
And I get hit up all the time from like Buffalo Golf Creek and different golf courses. And hey, let me throw your logo on the back of a whatever it is. And, you know, I put myself in a situation where it's like, man, when I'm golfing, the last thing I'm doing is looking through anything related to business because I'm trying to just like golf and hang with the buddies. Those days are so few and far between. It's like, I don't care about business for 5 hours. I just want to enjoy myself. So, you know, you can throw a lot of money away in a lot of marketing avenues. What's worked for me in my business is constantly being out there doing for others. The Youth Leadership Symposium, the Marine Corps League, you know, starting up and running the RVBA, just service above self mentality has brought me way more clout and way more business than any money I've ever spent on any marketing.
Yeah. I'll add to that too. I mean, and I think, Jeff, you know, and this is why I've got this awesome glow. I went out to this turkey hunt this last weekend, and it was for disabled veterans.
Yeah.
And for me, my biggest piece is, and I've done for me, and I've done for my family for so long, but it's time to do for other people and to let people know that there are bigger causes out there that we need to team up and be part of. And that's why anything veteran wise, I mean, I'm not personally a veteran, but my dad was, my sister and her husband were, and it's just very, I'm passionate about it. So I'm wanting to basically dive in and do everything I can just to, number one, make them feel that we know that they care and that there's more out there than just this. And, you know, try to be a support person in any way I can, or meet other people to help connect them. And that's what it's all about, the connection.
But, you know, it's funny because I'm bringing it back to the topic. Isn't that being innovative, though? Because how many companies are put service before self? They're trying to sell you versus how can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
Or how can I give back to my community? How can I serve my community? And so is that not in and of itself being different and being creative?
I definitely think it is, but you know, I would caution anyone who decides after maybe they watch this that, oh, that's my new core value or that's my new culture. You got to do it from your heart, and you got to do it. You know, I have this saying that people want the trophy but don't want to run the race. You know, don't be the guy that's there just to get a picture. Oh, I'm here. Look at me. You know what I mean? Like, do the stuff when no one's looking. It's like integrity. Do the right thing when no one's looking. If you're doing this stuff for the right reasons, that's when the real payoff happens.
Hey, Jeff, real quick, I want to jump in on that because I think that's a great point that you made, is that people want the trophy, don't want to be part of the race, or they want to be part of the outcome, but not part of the process. When you're looking at things like we're talking about doing, it has to become a lifestyle, a professional lifestyle.
Absolutely.
It's like working out. You don't go to the gym 1 month and then everything happens and you're great for the rest of your life. It becomes a lifestyle if you want to get it and keep it. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, that if I'm going to commit to this, there's a lot more to it than just an event here or there. You've got to get down deep into it so people know that it's authentic.
Yeah, agree. And I think there's so many different things out there that you really have to take an inventory of what's important to you and really focus on one or two, maybe three of those things. Because just look in Rockwall, how many people have their hand out with some bumper sticker organization or some this or some that. Like 5 years ago, someone told me one time I was involved in way too much stuff. And he said, you have to get a governor. You have to get a governor for your life, and you have to understand how fast you can go and how far you can go, because without it, you're going to burn out. So, you know, for those that are watching, just pick one or two that really means something to you, that change your life, or have changed your life in the past. Like mine is youth leadership and youth mentorship. I grew up with, you know, the cliche bad parents, drugs, da 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 da. Who cares? No one cares about the sob story, but that's what I'm passionate about. So find what you're passionate about and jump in all like feet first and get after it.
Well, it's funny, Jeff. I'm gonna tell you, Harvey and Wendell, they're jumping in on the whole thing about the postcards and the flyers and all. It's like, nope, it's junk mail. Just get rid. Done. We feel you. Yeah.
But I'll add one thing to that. I mean, and that it kind of just goes along with it. But I've just started reading. You got to find your why, right? Was it Simon?
Simon Sinek.
Yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, you've got to figure out what your why is. Not, I mean, it can't just be I want to be a millionaire. All right, so that's great and all, but you've got to break it down into bits and pieces and figure out what's the true thing that you want to gain. Is it really the money, or is it that, you know, I want to help enough people become homeowners so they can, you know, I don't know. But I've just started the book, so I'm trying to find my deep why. But I think that goes along very well with the things that y'all been talking about on here.
So Alan, I'm just going to tell you, you've got to go 7 levels deep to get to your true why. So don't let it be surface level. You've got to go real deep and go 7 levels.
Dang, that many levels? I don't know that I have that many levels.
You just keep asking yourself, well, why is that important? Well, why is that important? And you really, because I think so many times we'll just do surface level. Well, I want to make $1 million this year. Well, why? Because I want the financial freedom to support my family.
Yeah.
Well, why is
that's one thing I see as so many people get into it and they focus on the money, and don't worry about building the relationships. And that's more important than anything, because I can tell you probably 90% of our business is referrals. We don't advertise. We're small, but and it is, at the end of the day, I want Delisa to call me because she said, I know him. He's going to take care of me. Yes, I'm going to pay a little more, but he's going to do what he's supposed to do. We don't focus on the price for people. If you're worried about price, we're not the people for you. We're going to give you a fair deal, but we're going to do it right.
Yeah, not all money's good money, right?
That's it. And there are those people, like you said earlier, if you call and you're hateful to the lady answering my phone or somebody, you're going to be somebody else's problem, because we're going to fire you.
Absolutely. 100%. I like your style, Charles.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. And Jeff, you mentioned something earlier, like, you know, competing against the trunk slammer Bob and Johns. Well, that's what we call them. But, you know, out there, those outfits and, you know, that value add and whatever. And, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know, in order to invest in the lives of others, you have to win. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have more income than outgo in a business, right? Uncle Sam wants his part always in everything. Don't get me started on that. But, you know, so I think, you know, as a business owner that wants to give back to the community, you have to win. You know, I mean, you can't, like, it's like you can't go out on the field and contribute with the team if you're in poor health. You know, you've got to be at the top of your level of your game, you know, to be a good teammate, you know, that are conditioning and go to the gym and, you know, they're doing the drills and everything, you know, going back to baseball terms, right? So you have to win as a business owner in order to contribute. Not always, but large in part. You can do more with giving back, you know, and sharing the wins. And that's what we call it, sharing the wins, you know. So, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, and now obviously we're in a different industry, you know, we're not based on more the residential market or whatever. But I was thinking about the why, talking about innovative, you know, being innovative and whatever. I was chewing on that for a little bit. And I think in our industry, like one big passion for us is to get young men and women involved in the trades. And we had to get innovative with that as well, because, you know, you can go in and go, well, you know, everyone's beating everyone over the head with, oh, you got to go to college to be anything. Well, that's not true. You know, now as a business owner, what I look at is a diploma, one pertinent to what you're doing, whether in contracting or engineering at what we do. You know, that's obviously relevant. If it's not relevant, what that shows me is that you committed to 4 years and you finished. Congratulations. You know, but we also we're a huge we hire veterans. I mean, we love veterans. So it's, we look at that and go, hey, you committed to something and you finished. And, that tells me something and my HR director and our team that you committed to something and you finished. So one thing, going back to being innovative, is now that we're a licensed engineering firm, the dangling carrot, so to speak, is, hey, kids, come learn a trade. And then we have a tuition reimbursement program to go towards your engineering degree. So
Mike,
yes.
First of all, we need you as a co-host on this for the program. But secondly, we gotta go to a break real quick. But I want you to hold that thought because I want you to finish it. And then after we finish that, we're gonna go into rapid fire and I'm gonna have some fun with you guys. Okay. So let's go to a break real quick.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Brian Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready? Rapid fire.
Okay, but before we start rapid fire, I want Mike to finish his thought because you were on a great train there.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much at the end of that, but going back to being innovative, with us in our industry, one way I think we can have or are being innovative is, we're trying to find problems or solutions to problems, which is, there's not a lot of men and women going into the trade. So to recap on that, it's basically, hey, if you want to go earn your degree, we'll help you out and contribute with tuition reimbursement. So that's something that we get involved with some of the trade schools, vocational schools, programs out there. We're on the advisory board of Collin County Community College, and we're involved in GISD as well. And so we'll go out periodically and talk to these young men and women, figuring out what they want to do with their future and whatnot. And so I mean, in summary, that's I guess that's in line with what we're trying to do, being innovative.
So that's really cool. The Gilbreth Center with GISD is amazing. I actually retired from GISD, and I love that they are doing so much to push the trades and they're not pushing every kid to college because not every kid needs to go to college. So
sure,
my son has zero desire to go to college. Like, he's been a drum major in high school for the last couple of years, played music all through high school, middle school, elementary. And he sees dad and he sees dad's friends and he sees all these people that are successful. And I think success is something different for everybody. To me, success is being in control of my own time, right? Well, my son sees that now. And he has already told his mother and I, like, dude, I am not a college kid. And it's okay, good to go. So what are you? So I think he's going to be awarded a scholarship from the Heath Police Department for the Fire Academy. He's been doing law classes. There's so many avenues out there if you're willing to ask for help.
I love that.
Awesome.
I love that. All right, guys. Now let's get ready for some rapid fire questions. So I'm going to ask you guys questions. We're just going to go around the table and just want the first, word, 2 words. Don't have to think about it. No explanations. And if there's going to be a couple I'm going to throw in here, you may have to think about. If you need to think about it for a second, just go ahead and say pass and we'll come back to you. Okay. So I'll lob you guys an easy one to start out with. So Jeff, we'll start with you. What's your favorite pie since we've got the Rockwall Pie Festival coming up?
Chicken pot pie. Yeah, no question about it.
That is the greatest answer ever, right there.
All right, Charlie, how about you?
Pecan.
Alan?
Pecan.
Mike?
Blueberry.
Oh, okay. Mine's going to go with the Dutch apple. All right, so now we'll start with Charlie. What's the worst pizza topping ever?
Anything. I don't like pizza.
Are you American? I mean,
Yes. I can tolerate it, but it's just I've never been a big fan of it. I think it's the tomato sauce. I just don't like it.
All
Give me a
right,
hamburger.
Alan, worst pizza topping?
of course, anchovies,
Mike?
in my opinion.
Nothing. If it's moving, I'll kill it.
I can't stand pineapple on pizza. Skinner, how about you?
Oh man, I'm with Lester, man. Anchovies.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the one you may have to think about a little bit. All right. Alan, what is the most bizarre item in your refrigerator right now?
Pass.
Mike?
Actually, it's empty because it crapped out here in the last week, and so we emptied out the fridge with a bunch of ruined food.
Nice.
I told the guys most weeks my answer would be the weirdest thing that I had in there was actually food because I don't cook. But I've got a paint roller in a plastic bag in my refrigerator right now.
Oh, you win.
I learned that was a trick on how to, when you paint something, you need to come back later, put it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the fridge, and it doesn't dry out. Just tell me.
It works well.
It does
tell my
work.
wife about that with all the paintbrushes she ruins of mine.
Yep. So Jeff, you got anything weird in your fridge?
Got me. Probably some organic Thousand Island dressing my wife uses, some weird crap like that.
All right, Charlie, what you got?
Vetslin, insulin for dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mike, we'll start with you. What's your favorite beverage? And it can be an adult beverage, but it doesn't have to be.
Just
Water
hold
with
your
lemon.
hand up.
Yeah, not that one. No, water with lemon.
Oh, okay.
I drink a lot of water with lemon.
Well, mine's water without lemon. All right, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm a water guy, man. Maybe it's just the Marine Corps in me, but I drink tons and tons of water. The occasional liquid death has become my favorite water, like with the flavor in it lately. But yeah, I'm a water guy. I mean, I used to drink Cokes nonstop, but now I'm at a point where like I drink half, maybe 3/4, and I'm done. I can't even finish it.
Yeah. All right, Charlie. What you got?
Unsweet tea.
I had a feeling you were going to say that with them hamburgers.
That's it. Give me a Boots burger and an unsweet tea, and I'm happy.
There you go.
All right, Alan.
I mean, I just need Rapier to hold his glass up for me, and that's my favorite.
There you go.
Muddy water.
Yep.
No way anchovies on the best.
Yeah, no kidding. No way anchovies.
Somebody's messing with y'all.
Yeah, no
That must be Darren's shoe.
Yeah. I can see Darren do that.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So let's do the last one. If you could choose an age to remain forever, what age would it be?
What the heck?
35.
Okay.
Just wise enough to know a few things, just young enough to be able to do a few things. A lot of things.
Did I guess that right? It was Darren.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was.
All right, Jeff, what age would you remain?
I think I'd remain where I'm at right now. I'm 42, and you know, I think I still have the urgency in my bones to want to be 21. But I feel like I've got enough life experiences. Like I've been around the world with the Marine Corps, a couple of combat zones, 13 countries. Like I feel like 41, 42 would be kind of where I would stay. But I tell you what, I dug in some French drains myself this weekend. It don't go as well as it did when you were 25.
Well, I mean, I got to agree with you. So for me, it would be 40. 35, by the way, sucked that year, Mike, for me. So I'm like, nope, I don't want 35, but 40, perfect. I think 40 is perfect.
Yeah, I'm
Charlie,
with you. Somewhere in that range. Yeah.
yeah. So Charlie, what about you? If you could remain
If
an
you're
age,
not 65, I'd rather be 45. That way you're still young enough you don't ache every day, and you're old enough you're not an idiot anymore.
I know it's like me. I'm 60.
Hey, hey, speak for yourself.
All right, Alan.
I think mine's probably about 3 years ago. I did 75 hard 3 years ago. And, you know, in terms of mental clarity and body, I mean, that was the best time of my life. But unfortunately, on day 76, I jumped right back into my old bad habits. So
how are those cold showers?
Actually, I didn't do, that's the part after. That's the live hard. I just did the 75 hard.
Hey man, jiu-jitsu and cold showers. That's the way.
That's where they build men, huh?
That's the way.
I guess I'm still a boy.
You can have that, man. I swear against cold showers. I took many cold showers in the Marine Corps. I'm not at that point in my life where I have to take cold showers, so it's not happening. Same thing with running. Yeah. I'm not running from anybody. I got things to protect me nowadays.
That's it.
I hear you on that one. All right, guys. Well, first of all, we really appreciate it. This has been an amazing show, fabulous conversations. So let's go ahead and we're going to start wrapping it up. Jeff, if people want to get a hold of you, kind of what are you looking for as far as your ideal client, and how do they get a hold of you?
Well, the phone number is 867-5309. You can call me there. You know, we're real easy to get a hold of. It's the whole reason my company is branded the way it is, because it just says black level and it makes people question what it is. Facebook, our Google reviews. To answer your question, what's my ideal client? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
My ideal client is someone that's willing to negotiate with the values of what they're looking for versus the concept of money. I have zero desire to work with people who want everything for nothing. I have zero desire to work with people who want to just use me as a sounding board and then send off my information to other companies. While it does happen, I've put process in place now to get to the yes or no as fast as possible. So the ideal client for me is someone who's willing to be honest with me, tell me what they're looking for, and have a realistic conversation on what that can be in terms of their investment. Because I'm definitely a business that doesn't want it all up front. I'm willing to grow and build a relationship and earn the trust. And then obviously people who want, share our same core values, honesty, being on time, and respecting one another.
Mike, how can people get a hold of you? And I know you do on the commercial side, but what does your ideal client look like, and how can they get a hold of you?
Well, best way is on our website, RAPIERIndustries.com. And really anybody that works in our markets that we serve, and those people would be plant managers, facility managers, maintenance managers, project engineers, engineering managers. So that's a lot of who we deal with. And to Jeff's point too, it's just relational, type business. And yeah, I mean, again, I mean, if they want the lowest number, Trunk Slammer Bob and John outfit, that's not us. I mean, we're professionals. We train our people. We invest in our people, and we're not the cheapest, but
awesome.
we try to be competitive at a high level.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And yeah. Alan and Charlie, just real fast, how can people get a hold of you guys?
All right.
Go ahead, Alan.
Mine's quick. I mean, go to Alan Lester on Facebook or Instagram. But 214-681-0234. And I'd be looking for anything in the residential real estate mortgage realm.
All right, Charlie?
Barnaby Heating and Air.com, or call our office 972-412-0150. We'd be glad to help you out.
Awesome. And I'm your host, Delisa Lapinsky. I'm your local real estate realtor here in the Rockwall area. So give me a call, 214-329-3461. We'd love to serve you just like we serve our community. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of the Community Difference Rockwall. This is what it's all about. Fantastic show. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you guys for having us on.
Thank you for watching today's show. The Community Difference Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Brian Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting.